Good afternoon, everyone. This is Cynthia Gwiazda, librarian at Hagaman Memorial Library, coming to you live today, Tuesday, December 1st. I'd like to talk to you about some of our new fiction that has just come out and is available at the library for you to borrow. You can call us during our normal business hours at 203-468-3890. And we can put these on hold for you. And we can also, we can put them on hold, and we can also, see if they're on the shelf to check out for you to come and pick up. So please, if you're interested in any of these titles, please do give us a call. You can also check our hours. We do have curbside hours. We do have a computer lab available, though parts of the building do still remain closed to the public. So without further ado, I'd like to talk to you about some of our new December fiction that we have acquired in the last 30 days or so. So let's start. So the first novel I'd like to speak with you about is called Where the Wild Ladies Are by Ayoko Matsuda. A busybody aunt who disapproves of hair removal, a pair of door-to-door saleswomen hawking portable lanterns, a cheerful lover who visits every night to take a luxurious bath, a silent house caller who babysits and cleans while a single mother is out working. Where the Wild Ladies Are is populated by these and many other spirited women, who also happen to be ghosts. This is a realm in which jealousy, stubbornness, and other excessive feminine passions are not to be feared or suppressed, but rather cultivated. And chances are a man named Mr. T will notice your talents and recruit you, dead or alive, preferably dead, to join his mysterious company. In this witty and exuberant collection of linked stories, Ayoko Matsuda takes the rich, millennia-old tradition of Japanese folktales, shape-shifting wives and foxes, magical trees and wells, and wholly reinvents them, presenting a world in which humans are consoled, guided, challenged, and transformed by the only sometimes visible forces that surround them. So that's called Where the Wild Ladies Are by Ayoko Matsuda. The Girls at 17 Swan Street by Yara Zakib. My name is Anna. I'm madly in love. I'm madly loved. I believe in living life with purpose. I have books to read, places to see, babies to make, birthday cake to taste. I even have unused birthday wishes to spare. So what am I doing here? Anna was a professional dancer who followed the man of her dreams from Paris to Missouri. There, alone with her biggest fears, imperfection, failure, loneliness, she spirals down anorexia and depression till she weighs a mere 88 pounds. Forced to seek treatment, she is admitted as a patient at 17 Swan Street, a peach pink house where pale, fragile women with life-threatening eating disorders live. Women like M, the veteran, quiet Valerie, Julia, always hungry. Together they must fight their diseases and face 6 meals a day. Every bite causes anxiety. Every flavor induces guilt. And every step Anna takes toward recovery will require strength, endurance, and the support of the Girls at 17 Swan Street. That's The Girls at 17 Swan Street by Yara Zakib. Betty by Tiffany McDaniel. Quote, a girl comes of age against the knife, unquote. So begins the story of Betty Carpenter. Born in a bathtub in 1954 to a white mother and a Cherokee father, Betty is the sixth of 8 siblings. The world they inhabit in the rural town of Breath, Ohio, is one of poverty and violence, both from outside the family and devastatingly from within. A lush landscape rich with birdsong, wild fruit, and blazing stars becomes a kind of refuge for Betty. But when her family's darkest secrets are brought to light, she has no choice but to reckon with the brutal history hiding in the hills, as well as the heart-wrenching cruelties and incredible characters she encounters. Despite the hardships she faces, Betty is resilient. Her curiosity about the natural world, her fierce love for her sisters, and her father's brilliant stories are kindling for the fire of her own imagination. And in the face of all to which she bears witness, Betty discovers an escape. She begins to write. She recounts the horrors of her family's past and present with pen and paper, and buries them deep in the dirt, moments that have stung her so deeply she could not tell them until now. Inspired by generations of her family, Tiffany McDaniel sets out to free the past by delivering this heartbreaking yet magical story, a remarkable novel that establishes her as one of the most important voices in American fiction. That's Betty by Tiffany McDaniel. Now here's this is not a newly published novel, but it is new to the library. It's called The Book Woman of Troublesome Creek, and it's by Kim Michelle Richardson. And this is a historical novel. It's a New York Times bestseller as well. The hardscrabble folks of Troublesome Creek have to scrap for everything except books, that is. Thanks to Roosevelt's Kentucky Packhorse Library Project, Troublesome's got its very own traveling librarian, Cussie Mary Carter. Cussie's not only a bookwoman, however, she's also the last of her kind, her skin a shade of blue, unlike most anyone else. Not everyone is keen on Cussie's family or the library project, and a blue is often blamed for any whiff of trouble. If Cussie wants to bring the joy of books to the hill folks, she's going to have to confront prejudice as old as the Appalachians and suspicion as deep as the holler. Inspired by the true blue-skinned people of Kentucky and the brave and dedicated Kentucky Packhorse Library Service of the 1930s, The Bookwoman of Troublesome Creek is a story of raw courage, fierce strength, and one woman's belief that books can carry us anywhere, even back home. It's called The Bookwoman of Troublesome Creek by Kim Michelle Richardson. The next book I'd like to talk to you about is called The Book of Lost Names by Kristen Harmel. Eva Traub Abrams, a semi-retired librarian in Florida, is shelving books one morning when her eyes lock on a photograph in a magazine lying open nearby. She freezes. It's an image of a book she hasn't seen in 65 years, a book she recognizes as the Book of Lost Names. The accompanying article discusses the looting of libraries by the Nazis across Europe during World War II, an experience Eva remembers well, and the search to reunite people with the text taken from them so long ago. The book in the photograph, an 18th century religious text thought to have been taken from France in the waning days of the war, is one of the most fascinating cases, now housed in Berlin's Zentrale und Landesbibliothek Library. It appears to contain some sort of code, but researchers don't know where it came from or what the code means. Only Eva holds the answer, but will she have the strength to revisit old memories and help recruit those lost during the war? An engaging and evocative novel reminiscent of The Lost Girls of Paris and the Alice Network, The Book of Lost Names is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the power of bravery and love in the face of evil. And that became an instant New York Times bestseller. Also historical fiction, The Book of Lost Names by Kristen Harmel. And the next book is called Miss Benson's Beetle by Rachel Joyce. And another historical novel. It's 1950. London's still reeling from World War II, and Marjorie Benson, a sensible schoolmarm and lonely spinster, is just trying to get through life. But one day she reaches her breaking point, abandoning her job and her tidy, circumcised life to set out on an expedition to the other side of the world in search of an insect that may or may not exist, the golden beetle of New Caledonia. Marjorie's childhood obsession ever since her father gave her a book on cryptozoology right before his sudden death. The assistant Marjorie hires to accompany her, Enid Pretty, in her pink hat and pom-pom sandals, is not the companion she had in mind, but together they'll find themselves drawn into an adventure that exceeds all expectations, a cross-ocean voyage to a remote island covered with dense jungle. The last place two proper British ladies would expect to find themselves. They must risk everything and break all the rules. But at the top of a mountain, deep in the South Pacific, they'll discover their best selves. This is a charming, uplifting story about the power of belief in all its forms. It's an intoxicating adventure that explores what it means to be a woman, and it's a tender exploration of the transformative power of friendship. That's called Miss Benson's Beetle by Rachel Joyce. One Night, Two Souls Went Walking by Ellen Cooney. A young hospital chaplain fears her soul is broken, though she hasn't subscribed to any formal religion in years. She's far too busy tending to the souls of her patients to do anything about her own. But strange things happen over the course of a single night shift, and interactions with patients in various states of consciousness and with various relationships to spirituality give her insight into her own life as they pinpoint our most human vulnerabilities and impulses. There's the former airport employee who never flew, and in his last moments of life wants her to speak to him as if he's in a plane that's about to take off. The 15-year-old surfer who's the sole survivor of a rock climbing accident and must now learn how to surf in his head. A frail, elderly woman who has had a stroke and is unable to speak but does not want to be admitted. And the chaplain's companions, a student researching out-of-body experiences, and a dog that may or may not be a ghost. Though the novel unfolds over the course of a single night, Cooney renders the interior lives of the chaplain and her patients with great depth, evoking the challenges and rewards of solidarity in moments of fear and pain. A tender, intelligent novel that exudes wisdom and warmth and grants the most challenging moments of our human lives, those in which our bodies begin to fail us, a shimmer of magical possibility. That's called One Night, Two Souls Went Walking by Ellen Cooney. And that concludes our this month's edition of new fiction titles at Hagaman Library. So again, please visit our website at www.hagaman, library.org. And you can search for these titles in our catalog by clicking on catalog on our top toolbar. And you can place holds on these titles. You can also call us you can also call the library at 203-468-3890 and ask for these titles as well, and come and pick them up when they're ready. So thank you very much for joining me this month, and I look forward to speaking to you again soon. So thank you again, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you.